For 7 years, I spent almost every weekend visiting my husband in prison. I remember sitting on cold plastic chairs, waiting for him to be released from his cell, looking around at the other visitors and incarcerated people in the room. I witnessed pain in that room, experienced both by the people in prison and by their loved ones who would give anything for their freedom. But I also witnessed incredible power, people standing up for themselves against harsh correctional officers or holding hands across the plexiglass table, promising each other that one day they would be free. I began to think, what if we harnessed this pain and this power and created a liberation movement led from the inside out? What if all incarcerated people and their loved ones were trained as policy experts to fight for abolitionist reforms that would assure their freedom? My name is Taina Vargas-Edmond, and I'm the founder and executive director of Initiate Justice. Our mission is to end mass incarceration by activating the political power of the people directly impacted by the current system, who know where it fails and understand why we need abolition now. We organize people in prison, formerly incarcerated people, and people with incarcerated loved ones across the state of California. Our Institute of Impacted Leaders is a 12-week organizing and advocacy training program for people impacted by incarceration. Participants learn the basics of community organizing, statewide legislative advocacy, and how to legally and safely fight for their rights both in and out of prison. Since the Institute's launch in March 2019, we've trained a total of 89 impacted leaders. Leaders like Adriana, who's formerly incarcerated and began doing advocacy trainings at a juvenile hall after graduating from the Institute. Leaders like Daisy, who successfully advocated through the legislature to have her loved one transferred to a closer prison. Leaders like Roberto, who created a weekly civic engagement workshop for other incarcerated men at his facility. With the advocacy of these impacted leaders, we collected more than 6,500 legislative letters of support from inside, helping us to change 5 state laws so far. And we're just getting started. Although we've had to shift how we hold the Institute due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year we're launching the Zoomstitute of Impacted Leaders online. We will reach impacted people from across the state and build our capacity to pass radical reforms such as restoring voting rights for people on parole, ending extreme sentencing, and improving connections between incarcerated people and their loved ones. Here's how you can help. It costs $1,500 to fully train each impacted leader. $150,000 will fund training for 100 people impacted by incarceration. And $500 provides a stipend to each of our graduates. Help us end mass incarceration by activating the power of those of us most harmed by it. Thank you.